Well, next I'm talking with Mary Beth here down at the Business Network event, which is being held at Noah's. I have to say I know the end product on this one. I've been there. I think you've seen me a couple of times. Some of you down at your new place called
Foraging Vintners.
I have trouble with saying that word, but a brand new place which is down in Port Erin. I mean, it gets sunny day. It's been the most idyllic place in the summer. But tell us about it. I mean, what made you do this?
Well, we were living here. My husband was working on oil rigs, and so he's away half the time. So it was one of those things where on our spare time when he'd come off the rigs, we were brewing things and making wine and cider and all sorts. And somebody suggested us to try making rhubarb wine, which we did. And we were really skeptical about how good it was going to be because kind of sort of a random produce to put into wine.
I'm glad you said that, because I had some in TT week when I thought, well, this is not what I'd normally have, but it was amazing.
Exactly. So it was same response that we got, so that's why we said we give it to friends and we make it sparkling, and people are like, can we buy it? And we're just like, really? So we started thinking about it, and then with the oil prices falling, we sort of wanted to have a plan B. And our plan B turned out to try to make some wine. So this year, we sort of, the beginning of this year, Ian stopped working on the rigs, and we've just started full-time really going for it. And then so the winery is located where the wine bar is.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, I see it as a wine bar, you say, but you see it as what you're doing behind the scenes, which is fascinating, because you're killing two birds, one stone, I think.
Yeah, well, that was sort of the big underestimation that we took on, was we actually more or less opened two businesses at the same time, which thank goodness there's two of us, but it involves a lot of hard work and a lot of learning.
Okay, well, I can say the bar is very successful.
It's been really well received, and people have been very kind and supportive.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, it is just amazing with the glass area at the top there. So you get a nice summer's day. It's just amazing.
It is.
But of course, behind the scenes, you're busy still making your alcohol stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're there, totally in the back, helping the wine ferment, getting it bottled, labeled, corked, putting it into kegs, because the keg variety at the moment is what's available at the wine bar, but we're getting the bottles ready for sale before Christmas so that we can have the full range available.
How difficult was it to set up the business?
Ian and I, we had this discussion. We've lived in 5 continents. I'm a lawyer that's worked in Australia and the US. Ian's worked all over the world. We don't think that there's anywhere else you could start a business like this because the government has been so supportive. I know.
Now, isn't that interesting to hear that?
From our point of view.
You've been around, as you say, around the block, but around the continent.
Yeah, no, it's one of those. It's a place where the government has been able to help us open doors to have discussions with people, and it's been absolutely, your mouth's open, amazing.
I'm so cynical, aren't I? No, but it is interesting to hear that.
From our point of view, they've been really helpful, and I guess maybe because the first answer when you talk to somebody isn't no, you can't. It was, I don't know the answer to that question, let's talk to somebody about it. And that is so proactive. So yeah.
So you recommend this as a go-getting sort of place to set up a business?
I think it depends on which business you're going for, but for us, it's been brilliant.
Okay, well, you've had a lovely summer for the wine bar. What happens in the winter? Are you carrying on, or do you open in the winter?
We have reduced hours, but at the moment we're open Wednesday through Sunday, noon till late. Definitely we have a sunshine factor for sure, but the bar is really cozy inside, and we have a fireplace. So in a way, it's kind of fun to be in there during the winter, and when it's like blowy and everything, because you can see the sea so perfectly, and it's like.
My first memory of meeting you was you handing out sun cream outside. I thought, well, that's very proactive.
Yeah, I'm very aware of the sun.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it comes off that water. It's the Manx Riviera.
So where do you go next? Do you have other ideas to increase what you're offering?
Yeah, so we're working with different people to see different varieties of wine that we can make. So we're looking at doing a vermouth. And we're working with some of the local gin producers on the island to make a gin and tonic, a martini using vermouth. We're working with Jamie Blair from Roots with his tonic. I mean, that's the great thing about also here is that all the food and drink producers we're all sort of helping each other out, and we can work simultaneously together, and it's really good fun.